Good afternoon, beautiful people. Let's see here. Are we live? Yes, we're live. Okay. We're getting set up. We're getting ready to rock. All right, now we're set to go. My name is Marvin LeBlanc. Welcome to the broadcast. Waiting for everybody to come sign in. Please go ahead and hit the little Periscope man on the bottom right. And if you would, I would be so honored and grateful if you share this with your followers. Today's topic is how to get more of what you want. How to get more of what you want. And we're going to talk about how to get more of what you want this weekend. Starting now. We don't have to wait. Thank you for your hearts. I appreciate it. Also, please, if you are part of Perry 10K, please go ahead and click on the bottom and say, yes, I'm part of Perry 10K. Perry 10K is a collaborative group of thinkers, game changers, optimistic people that are working to support each other on this unbelievable platform called Periscope. So let's begin first. If you are new to Periscope, I would like to give you some hashtags to follow. Those hashtags are, obviously, one hashtag to follow is Marvin LeBlanc. Another hashtag to follow is Perry10K. The great Michael Cinquino actually has a Periscope school that I'm actually attending right now, and that is unbelievable. If you want a spot in his next Periscope school, you would need to go ahead and sign up pretty soon. Thank you, Murat683. Appreciate you coming on board. Then you see the # Kim Garst. Thank you for the hearts. Kim Garst, G-A-R-S-T, is phenomenal when it comes to social media selling. So please look her up. And then at the bottom, remember the underscore, that's Randy Gage. Randy Gage is a prosperity expert. He is a certified Mensa. He has an unbelievable story, and he brings unbelievable, valuable content every single time. I have notebooks, composition notebooks, filled with notes from Randy Gage. So I want to share that love with those people because those people have affected me in a positive way. Other scopers that I would strongly suggest, please go ahead and invite some of press and share other followers so that they can be on this broadcast. The other thing that I want to mention to you is all of this will be available on replay at catch.me/Marvin LeBlanc. That's catch, KATCH.me/Marvin LeBlanc. LEBLANC. Other scopers that you want to follow, if you can see this. If you haven't already followed these 4 people, please do. Obviously, that's Marvin LeBlanc, that's Steph with an F, Katya. Now, this is a new one. Katya Sarmiento is a person relatively new to Periscope, and she brings some content that really is excellent. So, Katya Sarmiento and Lunchpreneurs. So if somebody wants to take a picture of this, you certainly can, and you can watch the replay to see all of these different links. Lunchpreneurs, her name is Katya also. Katya Yarbanova. She is the mastermind and brain trust behind and the founder, as a matter of fact, of Perry 10K. And so she is someone to follow if you want to embrace more fully the whole concept and platform of Periscope. So let's get right down to the material. In the early 80s, I had an opportunity to see this diagram. And so some of you, I would have to, I don't think too many people, Digital Gold, welcome to the house. Please share with your followers Digital Goal. I will help them and I will serve you and your group in any way I possibly can. A little bit about who I am. I am Marvin LeBlanc. I am by trade for the last 28 years an insurance entrepreneur domiciled in the state of Louisiana. My corporation is Marvin D. LeBlanc Insurance Agency Incorporated, and I also am the founder of Marvelous Performance Systems. And just like the words say, that is a training, speaking, and coaching company. It's also going to be very shortly a publishing company. And what we do with Marvelous Performance Systems is we primarily work and we are looking for referrals to have personal relationships in the state of Louisiana with those that don't understand the right type of insurance concepts so that they can protect their assets and grow their wealth. So we're looking for those kind of relationships. Skywalker's in the house. You can go high with Sky. Thank you for joining, Sky. So we're looking for personal relationships that are looking for generic insurance education to make the right decisions. Yes, I do know Hughes Insurance. As a matter of fact, if that's Hughes Insurance, is it in Ascension Parish or is it in New Orleans? Please text me back. I don't know Brad, but I think I know his father. And there's also another group where the owner was a former football coach of mine. Thanks for that shout out. So back to the type of referrals that I work with. I'm looking for motivated selling professionals. And what I mean by that is at a point in my life, I only want to work with people that are going to take the material and implement it. It's not just about education. It's truly about implementation. And so a really important referral for me would be a small business owner who is motivated. Hey, Beth Hoover's in the house. Whoop, whoop. That's somebody you should click on, Beth Hoover 1. You should click her on and follow her. A small business owner who might be struggling but is motivated to move their team and their organization in a positive direction and would like feedback from a street smart professional such as myself. We rock and roll and we cover all sorts of topics. The other referral, as I mentioned, was a sales professional that may be struggling with moving from the old profession of selling to the new profession of selling because there are changes. The game has changed. Also, here's a great person to follow. Etoile Falante, one of my favorite all-time names, Etoile Falante. She's a very talented individual, and I happen to work with her on a regular basis. She's phenomenal, and she's only getting better. The other services that I provide is that I am a national member of the National Speakers Association and a national member of the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors. So I speak at many different chapter meetings, and I also do keynote speeches, breakout sessions. And in my car, actually, I have a 2-hour commute every day, something a little personal, and that is that after Hurricane Katrina, that lovely lady, she gave me an opportunity to travel 2 hours every day. And so one of my students that I coach on personal performance suggested, well, Marvin, why don't you come up with a coaching while commuting program? And so I did. If your budget is such that you need something affordable and you want to reach out to me, I will gladly consult with you to determine if we're a good fit, whether it be in the world of sales or if you're a small business owner Or if you're an aspiring business owner where right now you work for the man and you have a job and you believe that your future destination is going to be entrepreneurship, then maybe I might be a person that would be a good fit. So my sole obsession is to sell smarter, work less, and live longer. Today what we're going to talk about is this right here. And this right here is called the learning triangle. The learning triangle. And so what do you see on that learning triangle? Any of you can share at the bottom. I'm certainly watching your shares. What does this mean, the learning triangle? You see at the base of that triangle, what you see is the word knowledge. And so if you're one of the insurance professionals that I work with or that follow me nationally, you may or may not have read these two books, but when you're on the weekend, the subject still is what's the subject? Our subject is how to get more of what you want. If you're trying to get more of what you want, then you're going to have to do something differently, right? And so the way to get more of what you want is you have to increase your knowledge and make different choices. Let me turn that down a little bit. So how do we make different choices? Well, we make different choices. For instance, whether you're an insurance professional or you're trying to get ahead with your finances, I strongly recommend these two books. All right? The first book is by Patrick Kelly. It's called The Retirement Miracle. Now, if you're tired of hearing over a barbecue or, in our neck of the woods, a crawfish boil, your brother-in-law try to tell you all about finances and retirement, then what I would suggest you is to stop listening to that brother-in-law. I also would strongly caution you to pay attention to how much supposed knowledge you're receiving from the financial pundits. I'm thinking of two on TV that, quite frankly, they give out all sorts of financial knowledge and they're not even licensed. Okay, that's very, very scary, and you should be scared too. So these two individuals that I'm sharing are licensed individuals. I've known them for several years. And they flat rock, and so does their material. So the first person is called The Retirement Miracle by Patrick Kelly. Will definitely help you build a nest egg. And if you're starting from zero, great. That's a great place to start. But here's the key. You're going to have to start. You're going to have to make some different choices, right? You can't continue to do the same things and make the same bad choices and expect a different result. It doesn't work that way. Okay, you also have to embrace the concept of entitlement and go in a different direction. Entrepreneurship is absolutely the absolutely opposite of entitlement. And so you're going to have to embrace that, because the government cannot give you the future that you desire and the future that you want. Our second book today is by Tom Hegna. That book is called Don't Worry, Retire Happy. This book is loaded. I can hardly pick it up. Look, I'm almost knocking over the camera. This book is so loaded with information. If you don't want the book and you like a DVD, he's got a DVD as well. Tom Hegna. He's going to talk to you about things in this book you have never even considered. So why am I going over that and sharing all of that stuff about those people? Well, number one, I'm a giver. And number two, the weekend is coming up. And so the weekend could possibly be a great time for you to change the choices that you make and spend more quality time alone with yourself, building your knowledge. The best way for you to give up excuses is to make a commitment to build your knowledge. If you are able to watch this Periscope, you have more than enough knowledge to go ahead and make a difference for yourself. One of probably my favorite quote and I don't know if I said it first. It feels like I was the one that said it first, and that is a person who will not read and study is no better off than a person who cannot read and study. Give me some hearts on that, people. Woo! A person who won't read and study is no better off than a person who can't read and study. So go fight towards good knowledge. And so listen, I'm not saying you have to be a hermit the whole weekend, because I'm definitely going to watch the LSU football game tomorrow night when they're going to have a close one against Western Kentucky in the first half, and then LSU football is going to pull off a great win towards the end. I'm not saying you have to be reading a book during that period of time. You know, tune in. Hey, Beth Hoover, again. You might have cut out. I'm not saying you don't have to stay grinded, but if you can't find a place in your home to be completely alone, then go crawl up with a book either in your car, in a library, something, okay? But what you need to do is not go to bed at night and ask yourself the question, did I spend quality time alone so that I can build my knowledge? Okay, so that's what we're looking for, is to have a forum where you can continue to build your knowledge. All of this content today is free. There's no sale or punchline that you have to do anything with the material, but I'm actually absolutely trying to encourage you to do that. Here's the other thing. Watch this. For you that are new, can you put at the bottom, if you're new to Periscope or new to being on my Periscopes, can you tell me that at the bottom, please? If this is the first time, because I want to say hello and thank you for joining. Here's the next thing. What city are you guys from? What city? I think we got somebody from Baton Rouge. It's interesting. Usually I don't have that many people. Oh, Dallas is in the house. Great place to fly into. Have a personal friend that's up there working in Benbrook, Texas. So, Beth, do you know where Benbrook, Texas is? Beth, if you ever want this guy's name, he gives a free on Thursday nights once a month. He gives free barbecue. Are you kidding me? Is that a great way to add value to your customers? Free. Oh, he's okay. Beth, you're north of Dallas. Very good. Okay, so let's move on to our next thing. And if you guys have some questions, I'm open to questions because this is your time. I want to share with you this Catch.me Marvin LeBlanc. The reason I want to share that with you is not just because of this broadcast. Think of the names of these scopes and go back to Catch and find that. The 13 Rules for Solid Business Growth. The 13 Rules for Solid Business Growth. This is actually the name of my second book that's going to be coming out probably around mid-November. You'll be able to order it. That book basically was the result of the challenges that I had to overcome after losing an office, a house, 9 employees, and 68% of my income in the first 90 days following Hurricane Katrina. And so when people continue to ask me, Marvin, how did you come back from that? And then come back not only, but win your company's top awards 2 consecutive years after having to start over with basically a completely brand new team. And so many people asked me that, and I started to write down the questions that people were asking me. I don't know what to think just yet about Hurricane Patricia. I'm still trying to work through that. What's your thoughts on it, Beth? Yes, I am very cautious to all hurricanes, Beth, and it's hard to know. It's still early. It's hard to know. It depends on the direction it hits the coast, and it also depends on the severity that it hits land. So that's the big challenge. Quite frankly, I'll be completely transparent with you. I am 10 years removed from Hurricane Katrina. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about it. I'm never going to be completely over it. And quite frankly, I live 67 miles from one of my offices. Okay, so obviously I moved north of where the water is from. And when I stay in hotels as I travel, I'm usually on the 3rd floor because I've seen water get to 25 feet. And the 3rd floor is usually 36 feet. So I'm still fighting some of those fears, but I'm open and accessible to being vulnerable. I embrace it, and quite frankly, indirectly, had it not been for Katrina, Beth, and all of you that's on Periscope right now, I would probably have never come to know you, because there would have been no shot that I ever would have written an Amazon best-selling book. And just to show you, in case you wanted to pick it up, the best-selling book is called Come Hell or High Water, Life Lessons from Hurricane Katrina. And so there it is for you, Beth. Lo and behold, I actually never believed that I would ever write a book. I had some self-limiting beliefs. The lady that continued to get in my face, I thought she was crazy. Nobody with a heavy, thick South Louisiana accent, nobody would ever want to read that book. And I was wrong, and it went Amazon bestseller, primarily not because I'm the world's greatest writer, because I never will be, but because those stories resonate. And for those that are out there pondering whether or not you should get on Periscope, just be believable, be authentic, be vulnerable, and give up the notion of perfection. Okay, the fact is, if you're too polished and you're so perfection oriented, you're probably not going to be believable, because fake doesn't work, in case you haven't noticed yet. Okay, just bring value, throw yourself into the lives of others, be others centered. Okay, get away from the American society of me, and embrace Marvin's concept of the future of American society, which is we. And what I'm talking about is doing it together. I'm not talking about that original notion that you're going to conquer the mountain and you're going to be at the top of the mountain alone. Hello, Do It Marketing. Now this, everybody should stop and look at that. Do It Marketing. If you're not following Do It Marketing, that is David Newman. Stop right now and follow David Newman. Hello, David Newman, better known as Philly Stud. That's my nickname that I gave him. He's actually the beauty from Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, because recently he got all sexied up in a professional photography session with the Michael Cinquino. Let me see if I can find something for you that you'll really enjoy. Okay, look at this right here. You see this? Michael Cinquino. Michael Cinquino is the guy that actually took David's face and made it beautiful. Can you imagine that he was able to take David Newman's face and make it beautiful? Okay, I'm just kidding, because David's a personal friend of mine. And if you are not already looking at the D Newman hashtag, you need to look for David Newman, Perry 10K, Perry Newbies, and of course the Con Scope. That's Alex Con, Khan. I'll leave this up one more time. Connection issues, that's fine, David. I completely understand. But these are important people to follow. One other word about David Newman. Let's see. I'm looking for his book right now. He has a great, fantastic book called Do It Marketing, which is the name of his company. I'm going to give you a challenge out there. If you can find someone that is better at the topic of marketing and is better than David Newman on giving teleseminars, and is better than David Newman on offering unbelievable content, I want you to email me at MarvinLeBlancSpeaker@gmail.com. David Newman is the real deal. I met him one day. Okay, this is a story and this is live, but I'm bringing it. I met David Newman one day in a National Speakers Association meeting in New Orleans, Louisiana. And the day that he was supposed to speak, true story, I swear, God is my witness, David is sitting down being introduced. And while he's being introduced, it's early in the morning on a Saturday, he looks up. And when he looks up into the chandelier at this hotel room, it is New Orleans, is a bra. Now, David Newman has done hundreds of speeches. He is quite capable. He is quite competent. If you are a speaker that needs to learn how to properly market yourself, then David Newman, doitmarketing.com is where you need to go. He's got a free blog content. He's got free teleseminars. Okay, he makes coffee nervous. He's that energetic. So go and follow David Newman, doitmarketing.com, and look up his book. His book is on Amazon. Okay, I know that was a sidebar, but that sidebar is every bit of worth it, because if you do that this weekend, you are going to have a better weekend. So the last thing that I want to do is I want to share with you some topics that you can pick up for free, which is a price you can afford, right? And that is, if you go to catch.me/MarvinLeBlanc, you can see topics such as the 4 most important things you need to know about finance. Is that something that would be important? How about the 2 reasons that you may be failing financially? Also, on one of my particular broadcasts, we have 25-25 social media system that will grow your business. So you don't know what to do on social media to grow your business. Well, I created a system that is 25 minutes of commitment in the morning and 25 minutes of commitment in the afternoon, and it grew my Facebook to 5,000 followers. David, I'm going to need to be talking to you about that, simply because I've got to decide whether I'm going to have to try to move to a different situation with Facebook. There's another little thing that I want to tell you, and that is, when you look in catch.me/MarvinLeBlanc, look for a weird title, and the weird title is called Red X's versus Green Check Marks. That's a personal story from my past that happened in the 4th or 5th grade, and I promise you, if you read these topics and apply them into your life and make a choice to eliminate an entire attitude of, well, it's the weekend, so I want to drink and I want to party, and I take the whole weekend, and I don't do anything knowledge-based. I don't do anything to grow my human relation skills. I don't do anything to get a better attitude. I don't do anything to put myself around more positive people. If you're in a resistant mode and you're not going to do any of those things, then you're going to have a problem. Because what I am strongly encouraging you on this scope is this right here. Say no more, so you can say yes to what? To what you really desire. Say no more, so you can say yes to what you really desire. It really is a matter of choices and consequences. And so I'm going to leave you with some homework. This is 4 things. This is your homework. I tell you what, just because I'm feeling it right now, anybody who emails me their physical address at MarvinLeBlancSpeaker@gmail.com. You email me your physical address. I will drop in the mail a personal note to you with the new book, 13 Rules for Business Growth. Just because you're at the broadcast and just because I want to share and serve. Here's your 4 questions, and this is your homework. You could spend a lifetime on these 4 questions. I promise you, if you meditate, thank you so much for the hearts. Just go ahead. Just start tapping until you get to 500. I dare you. Just go tap, 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 tap. Matter of fact, whoever just gave those hearts, send me that physical address, and I will send you the book. Thank you so much for those hearts, people. Number 1, are you closed as a person, or are you open as a person? Number 1, are you open? Pardon me, are you closed as a person, or are you open? Number 2, are you open as a business, or are you closed? Do you have a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday attitude? Or do you have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week attitude? Are you aware that the majority of people in America do not work 9 to 5 anymore? I don't know if you really know that. Are you aware that more millionaires in the next decade will happen from their bedrooms than they are from the workroom in a corporation? Are you aware of this? Are you aware that the insurance sales profession is completely being changed, and that those that don't offer major value and education and a sincere level of service that's far better than their competition are going to be obsolete? Okay, so these are the things happening. So are you closed as a person or a business, or are you open as a person or business? Open being, are you flexible? Are you open-minded to learn new things? You see, we've got thousands, probably maybe 1 million people that got laid off in the construction business and refused to go learn a new skill, like, say, information technology, computer science, okay? And so I know many of them that are sitting home in a recliner, bitter as hell. Okay, well, they're bitter, but they refuse to do anything different. And so the only way that you can guarantee yourself prosperity moving forward is that you guarantee to continue to learn diverse skills. The same skill set is not going to work for you. Okay? You cannot continue to have the same skill set and still continue to expect prosperity. It just doesn't work that way. And somebody needs to be honest and tell you the truth. Next question is major question. Major question, be honest with yourself. Are you a giver or are you a taker? You can only be one or the other. Are you a giver or are you a taker? See, the future depends on the law of attraction. The future depends on magnetic givers. If you're a taker, it's not over for you unless you refuse to make a different choice. Okay? You can still be a negative Nancy potty mouth right up to this moment, and right now, because you're a human being, you can make a change, and you're going to have to. Because nobody's going to be attracted to you. Okay, it's not going to work out for you in the long run. You're going to live a life of quiet desperation. Most of those negative Nancy potty mouths are non-dreamers, and they're always led by other people, but refuse to take the initiative and responsibility and accountability for their own future. And so what I am strongly suggesting is for you to be a giver. The other thing I'm strongly suggesting is for you to take a piece of paper, and on one side you write down the word giver. On the other side you write down the word taker. And if you look at all of the important people in your life, you put their names on that sheet of paper. They can only be on one side. Hey Lorraine, they can only be on one side of the paper or the other. The people that you are surrounded by are either givers or they're takers. What are they? If you're depressed, more than likely you're being surrounded by takers that are sucking the life juice right out of you. Thank you so much for the hearts. Appreciate it, Lorraine. So stay away from those people. Lorraine, you can also pick up my rebroadcasts on replay at catch.me. So first question is, are you a closed or open person? Second question, are you a closed or open business? Third question, are you a giver or are you a taker? And then the fourth question is this: whether you're interested in ever running a business or not, you have to embrace this idea. If you're running a household, you still need to have leadership skills. So all leaders are great readers. And now with technology, when I say readers, I mean lifelong learners. So if you learn through audio, fine. But all leaders are great readers. They're embracing knowledge and skills and attitude development on a regular basis. What are you? Are you wide open to learning new things? Because quite frankly, I don't see a taker and a non-learner making it in the new thank you economy, making it in the new technological economy. I just don't see it. It's not going to happen for you. So those are the things that I want to share with you today. Again, the referrals that I'm looking for have to do with people that want a personal relationship, whether they want to become more educated in the principles of insurance, whether they have been in sales or just beginning in sales and they want to learn a smarter way to sell, whether they embrace the changes that are happening right now. Those are the referrals that I'm looking for. Small business owners that are struggling can benefit greatly from the challenges and experiences that I've had to go through. I appreciate greatly you guys stopping by. By all means, please hit the Periscope man. Share this with your followers, and I will see you down the road. I wish you peace. I wish you love. And I wish you gumbo. Goodbye now from South Louisiana. Go Tigers.